Sony ready to face challenges in cloud gaming, Square Enix is panicking over Final Fantasy XVI pre-order numbers, some updates on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Capcom asks fans about new Resident Evil remakes. All that and more in today's PlayStation news. Let's get to them. Sony CEO Kenichiro Yoshida has talked about the challenges to overcome from cloud-based gaming. That was as part of an interview with the Financial Times, where he said that cloud is an amazing business model, but when it comes to games the technical difficulties are high, such as latency or fluctuating popularity. He also said that despite that, Sony wants to take on those challenges, indicating these periods of quietness for cloud gaming that has been an issue for Microsoft and Google. They have used the time to learn about AI. In a recent interview, PlayStation boss Jim Ryan also mentioned they have aggressive plans for cloud gaming in the future. Sony revamped their cloud streaming service under the PlayStation Plus umbrella last year, but it's disappointing that the service is stocked on PS4, PS5 and PC with no option for mobile. And a streaming device was announced at the latest showcase that will only use remote play, a wasted opportunity to have the service front and center. At the end of the day, I also agree the tech has many issues, but Sony is going at it at a very slow pace. Sony has announced a new PlayStation Playmaker in Finn Wolfhard, one of the stars from Stranger Things and Ghostbusters Afterlife. They announced him on their social media sites, where the young star said he was proud of being part of the PlayStation family. The PlayStation Playmakers campaign has Sony teaming up with stars and sports icons including LeBron James, who also has a branded controller and PS5 console cover. We are fast approaching the Final Fantasy XVI launch, and it appears Square Enix is a little bit worried about pre-order numbers. As game journalist Imran Khan reported on his Patreon, Square is panicking slightly over Final Fantasy XVI pre-order numbers, which are tracking behind Final Fantasy XV, even accounting for the lesser number of launching platforms. He explains further that pre-order numbers are usually useful to gauge guaranteed day one sales versus potential day one sales, so the final number could blow everyone away. Khan thinks this may prompt Square to start showing more of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth earlier than they had planned, and give it more marketing time since sales for Remake were good but slowed down faster than Square expected. There are multiple factors that affect Final Fantasy XVI, as the series feels to struggle with new entries, the fact it's exclusive, and also the higher price, which in Sony's case has affected them, reducing the volume of games shipped by 10%, and you have to imagine it's similar for third parties. But reviews can also push sales for a game, and with previews being so positive, there's a chance pre-orders or sales improve upon launch. I personally don't feel the urge to pre-order games far ahead in advance, and I'm really looking forward to playing Final Fantasy XVI, but I'll likely get it a week before launch. Do you pre-order games? Have you pre-ordered Final Fantasy XVI? Share with us in the comments. Let's stick with Final Fantasy, but now for Rebirth, Chapter 2 of the FF7 remake, as the official social websites for the game have started answering fan questions as updates for the game. Update number 1 on Friday said development on the game is progressing smoothly and according to plan. They are currently working on nailing down a release date for the game, said producer Yoshinori Kitase. The second one was from director Naoki Hamaguchi, saying that players will be able to journey across the wide and multifaceted world with a high degree of freedom, experiencing a myriad of different stories along the way, in reply to fans asking about players journeying outside of Midgard. The third update came on Sunday, and it doesn't add much, as they answer the key thing to look forward to in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth story is that players will witness a chain of narrative developments that lie at the heart of the game's story while discovering each character's destiny. Basically, it will have characters and a story, go figure. As pointed out by Japanese insider Genki on Twitter, if we keep getting an update each day, number 7 will fall on the same day as the Summer Game Fest kickoff event, so maybe we can see something there, or maybe not. One last piece of news regarding Final Fantasy, and it has to do with more rumors on a Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster and a Final Fantasy IX Remake. Both have been talked about since they were in that NVIDIA leak in September 2020. For Tactics Remaster, original director Yasumi Mitsuno has hinted at it after replying to a fan on Twitter asking which character needed to be weakened. On the other hand, Final Fantasy IX Remake rumors come from Resetera forums, where user I Am A Hero 2 provided proof to moderators that the game will be a PlayStation exclusive and confirmed is 2 years away. It wouldn't be a surprise if the game wasn't exclusive, given we had Final Fantasy VII Remake as a PS4 exclusive and now 16 for PS5. After rumors last month of a new Persona 5 related announcement giving a newly registered domain in Japan, it seems something is happening soon. As reported by Persona Central, Twitter user MBK has said the domain was updated on June 2nd, and is something that happened before an announcement from Atlus. Persona 3 Remake is also rumored to be announced during this Summer Game Fest, so we'll see what happens. After the success of Resident Evil Remakes, it seems Capcom is looking towards the next title to be remade, according to a recent Resident Evil Ambassador survey. The survey asked fans to let them know which Resident Evil games they want to be remade. It doesn't indicate they are working on another one right now, as rumors were the next game in the works is Resident Evil 9, but at least they are thinking about it. I would like a remake from Code Veronica, which is one of the best RE games, but also from 5 and 6 since those I feel lost the scary tone from most Resident Evil games, despite being fun to play in co-op. What Resident Evil game would you like a new remake from? Share with us in the comments. And that rumored Tekken 8 beta may be happening really soon, as the Steam page for the playtest has been updated with a June 8 release date before being taken down. That of course is the same date as the Summer Game Fest kickoff event, and with Bandai Namco being a partner, it's likely we'll have a new trailer there and announce beta dates. There's more drama on the Microsoft Activision acquisition, as Bloomberg has confirmed that Microsoft President Brad Smith will be meeting the UK Chancellor and the CMA this week to talk about their veto on the merger. More rumors indicated last week that Microsoft is looking to finish the acquisition despite the CMA block and the FTC pending case, with several options that include Activision's exiting the UK business. But if that doesn't happen, the CMA appeal process will start around July 24 and may last up to 10 days. After being out for a decade and in 3 different generations, Grand Theft Auto 5 finally gets an alternate sprint option in its next update. The update is part of the GTA Online San Andreas Mercenaries happening on June 13, which also adds new events, time trials, and more. It's unknown if the sprint option also applies to the campaign, as it's mentioned as part of GTA Online, but it would be weird if it didn't. And those are the PlayStation stories for today. Come back on Wednesday for a new video, but remember to share your thoughts on any of this news in the comments below, like or dislike to let me know your feedback, check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, and consider subscribing for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name is Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!